Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Good morning, third graders. My name is Mrs. Nix, and I am so excited to be here with you. It's Friday, and I'd love to support you as you become amazing thinkers, readers, and writers. This morning, again, I am loving all of these puzzles that are inside of these activity books. Word searches, dot to dots. There's even one that says, how many words can you make out of the words science project? And I love all of those fun little puzzles where you can do making up of your own words. It helps us to become better readers and writers. So I would love to be able to send you one of these in the mail for free. See that address that popped up on the screen down below? That's all you need to do. Send me your address to that address that's listed there below, and you could do that even through the email that's listed at the bottom, and I'll make sure that you get one of these fun activity books for free in the mail. Just don't forget to include your address so that I can make sure that it gets into the mail for you. Okay. Another thing, it's Friday, and so one of my favorite things to do on Friday is to think about what fun book could I read over the weekend. And I'm always searching for a really good mystery. Those are my favorites. So if you have a favorite mystery that you would recommend for Mrs. Nix to read, send me an email. I'd love to hear about it. Okay, where can I check out these fun mystery books or any type of book that you're into? Well, obviously we can go to our local county library and check out a book there, or in Fresno, we have an app called Sora that we love to celebrate students who are using and checking out books with, so much so that we count down the top 5 schools in our district as to who has been checking out books from Sora. So this week in first place is Heaton Elementary. You guys have checked out the most books using Sora this week. So great job, Heaton Elementary. So if you want to have your school's name listed up above, it's super easy to do. Just check out your books through Sora, and that helps your school get on our board for a weekly shout out. All right, it's Friday. I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go? Let's do this. Let's warm up those brains, get things going, get those juices going. Let's look at those high frequency words that we've been practicing all week. And I know that you've been practicing them too, and you know how to spell them. So let's go through, let's do it. Here we go, read them together. Was, warm, wash, walk, water, way, went, well, were, and where. Excellent. Okay, so we have these 2 words right here, were and where. So where is actually one that I like to think about, because if I cover up the W, I see the word here, and that helps me to remember how to spell it, because if I'm asking where do I go, well, I also have the word here. So W-H-E-R-E, and were is W-E-R-E. Okay, so let's go through and use these in a couple of sentences. We excited to see Aunt Christy, and do you know my shoes are? Ooh, so I'm gonna tell you, we were excited to see Aunt Christy. We love getting to see our Aunt Christy. And do you know where my shoes are? I'm not really sure. Got to find those. All right. So third grade, I've got 3 things we're going to go through today. We're going to talk about those compound words, syllables, and then finish off with root words. So let's talk about compound words. Compound words are simply that. They're 2 words that are put together that make up a new word. When you know the meanings of the 2 smaller words, it can help you understand what the meaning of the compound word is. So let's look at a few examples. So here we've got the word window. Now window we think about is something that you look out of to see outside. And then we've got pane, which is just simply a single sheet of something. So when we put window, pane together, we're talking about just a single layer of glass. So it's a window pane. Now we've got some, which is a small amount, and then body, and so we all have our own bodies, but if I had somebody, doesn't mean that I have a specific person in mind, but just someone, I would put that word together, and we've got the compound word somebody. Now I've got the word news, which is information about what's happening maybe in our community, it could be in the whole world, but news, some information about what's happening. And then I've got the word paper, like this little sentence strip is made out of paper, but when I put newspaper together, I know that the paper is going to be filled with news about what's happening in the world or in my community. Okay. A second thing that I want us to practice today are syllables, and specifically we're looking at this final syllable. So when a word ends with a consonant followed by ul or le, the consonant plus the le usually form that last syllable of the word. So let's go through and look at what does this look like. So in the word purple, and it's a little bit hard to kind of see that there. Here we go. So in the word purple, you can see the consonant is a P and it's followed by LE. So this is the final syllable right here. So we've got pull, 2 syllables. So then you've got bagel. You can see the EL is here at the end, and we're going to put that final consonant with that EL, and that makes our final syllable. So we've got bagel, and then you've got the word petal, which has AL at the end. That final consonant goes with the AL, and so then you've got petal, and then the IL also has that ul sound at the end, so it's going to steal that final consonant, which is a C, C-I-L, sol. So our syllables are stencil, and you've got 2 syllables there. Excellent job. Let's go through and let's practice some of that. So all week long we've been practicing those compound words and the final syllable with the LE. I want to go through and read a little bit of a story. This is more of an informational text about camels. I'm not sure if you know a whole lot about camels. You do? That's awesome. And if you don't, help me read it out loud, and let's see if we can find some of those LE and EL, AL and IL words as we're reading along, and see if we can find some compound words. Okay, the camel. Well, we can already see right here why they picked this animal, because it's got that EL at the end. Okay, let's read it. A camel is an incredible animal. It is able to handle extreme heat, little food and water, and lots of hot sand. The sun beats down and there is not even a little puddle of water to drink. A camel has no trouble. The fat in its hump helps it control the water level in its body. It can also jiggle its internal body heat up or down to stay at the right level. When the camel gets a chance to drink, it guzzles gallons of water to store for later. Long eyelashes protect the camel's pupils from blowing particles of grit and dust. Padded feet help the camel able to stand on burning sand. It does not stumble in deep sand. If you travel in the desert, take a camel with you. Awesome job. Did you see all of those words that have that final syllable? Yes. So let's go through. Let's find some of them. So we had camel and incredible. Do you see that LE at the end? Animal, handle, little. It is full of all of these types of words. So as you are going through and reading your own writing, or you're doing your own reading at home, make sure that you're paying it close attention and seeing what kinds of words can you find. Can you find some of those patterns, like puddle, so you can be able to break them into those syllables and be able to read them and spell them. Okay, so let's go through. I'm going to pull this back over and finish out our day, finish out our week. I'm so excited, right? We're getting down to the end. Okay, so we've got root words. Now, what's a root word? A root word is that simplest form of a word. A root word is a word in which there are no prefixes, no suffixes, and no inflectional endings. None of those have been added. Why do we want to pull our words apart like that? Well, we want to do that so that we can get down to that simplest root word and think to ourselves, what does that word mean? Okay, so let's go through and we're going to practice it with a word today. We're going to look for, in our word that's underlined, we're going to look for prefixes. Now, these are usually found at the beginning, or these, not usually, they are found at the beginning and include things such as un, re, dis. Suffixes, which are found at the end, such as full, ness, and able, and inflectional endings like ing or ed. So we're going to look for those in our word. Now, here's our sentence. Read it with me. After I took a sip of the smoothie, the flavor of blueberry was unmistakable. Okay, so the word is unmistakable. I want us to pull it apart and find that root word. So let's start with prefixes. Do we see any prefixes in the word unmistakable? Yes, we've got the un is the prefix. Okay, so we're going to pull that off. Then we've got, do we have any suffixes? Yes, we've got able, so we're going to pull able off. Now, you're going to notice here that I snuck our silent E back in there because we want to make sure that the word, our root word, makes sense. And so what's our root word here is mistake. So what does it mean to make a mistake? Okay, so that would be where maybe you make a wrong guess or you've got the wrong answer, right? So you would make a mistake. Now, when I think about after I took a sip of the smoothie, the flavor of blueberry was unmistakable. Okay, so to make a mistake would be that it was wrong. Able makes it wrong, right? And un means it's not. It's not a mistake, right? So you would definitely not guess the wrong berry flavor. You would have the correct berry flavor. Awesome job. Okay, so third grade, it's been a fantastic Friday hanging out with you. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning as you're getting ready for school. Remember, you are responsible for your learning success. So listen, ask questions, and share your ideas because together we can do so much more. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
A brand new day, time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.